What's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. Today I'm really excited because I'm filming an updated collection tour. My collection's changed a whole lot since I recorded the last one, so I felt like it's time to do a new updated one. So yeah, I want to get this out the way first. I am running out of space right now really badly, and it's going to be obvious once you see my collection, but I just want to say, first of all, I know that the way that some of this stuff is organized is going to make people super mad. I understand that. It makes me mad too. So just know, there's a reason why it's all crazily organized like this, just because I'm literally running out of space, so I have to do what I can, But yeah, I'm not going to waste any more of your time. Let's get right on into it. All right, so here it is. I'm just going to kind of do a major shot real quick before I get into some of the specifics. But yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and start with the stuff up top. So just ignore this rack thing right here. It's a wakeboard rack. So I got some of my box sets here. I got the 3 one-piece box sets and then the Claymore box set. And then right here I have the one-piece Color Walk art books. Definitely recommend getting these if you're a One Piece fan. These things are awesome. I got a really good deal on them, so super glad I have them in my collection. All right, so moving on up here, now we have the other One Piece box set, and then next to that is the Bleach art book. I love this art book so much. Kubo's art style is just so cool, so I love just having an entire book filled with color pages of it, so definitely check that out as well. Up here I have a Japanese Shonen Jump copy magazine, just kind of a cool little collection piece. And then right here I have the Akira box set, the 35th anniversary. I did have to put them inside the box because I'm running out of space, so they're not on the shelves because they're in the box. Up here I have a Law One Piece poster that my friend got me from Japan. This is one of the hand-drawn anime ones, so that's pretty cool. And then I had this little Attack on Titan emblem my brother 3D printed for me, as well as a Destiny hand cannon back there that also was 3D printed for me. All right, so starting up here, I just have this Death Note short stories one-shot little thing. Just kind of a cool little collection of short stories. All right, now we got all of 20th Century Boys plus 21st Century Boys. I'm currently reading this. I'm on volume 4 right now, and I'm really enjoying it. It's been such a good read. So been loving how Urasawa tells his stories, and just how his stories look too, because the art style is so iconic. All right, next up here I got Blam 1 through 6, which is complete. This is something I picked up recently. I'm super excited to get into this soon and read it. I've heard such good things about it, so got a really good deal for this as well. It was used but in great condition, so super excited to check this out. All right, so here I got this double stacked shelf. I'm gonna do the front and then I'll go to the back, so that's kind of how it's gonna go. So we got Claymore 20 through 27. The beginning of it is back there. I know it's weird, trust me, but like I said, this is just what I'm rocking with right now. I haven't gotten into Claymore yet. It's one of the things I want to read pretty soon. It's one of the things that's on my TBR for 2024. So I'm really excited to get into it. Everybody who I've talked to says they really like it and that they read it super fast. So I'm hoping I have a similar experience. Now I have Frieren 1 through 9. I love this series so much. If you're not watching the anime, I would definitely recommend checking that out because the anime is so good. Does a really good job adapting the manga, and the manga I think is amazing. So definitely check out Frieren, even if you think it's not something that would be for you. That's what I thought at first, but now that I'm into it, I'm really excited that I decided to check it out. All right, next we got Sakamoto Days 1 through 9. I have volume 10. It's somewhere else. I'll explain why later. But yeah, I love this series so much. Really cool action, really funny. It's something that I read immediately once I get a new volume in, and I've been keeping up to date with the physicals. So yeah, definitely check this out if you like action. I've kind of heard people compare it to a PG-13 or a sort of comedic John Wick, and I can definitely see why they say that, but I do think it is sometimes darker than you think, but it definitely has its funny moments for sure. All right, now I have Blue Lock 1 through 9. I've been following this for a while now. Definitely read the manga if you've seen the anime, because in my opinion the anime just doesn't do the art justice, because the art is just beautiful. It kind of reminds me of the Bleach art style, so that's kind of maybe why I like it so much. But yeah, definitely check out Blue Lock. Even if you're not like into sports manga, I would definitely say like give it a shot, because I've played sports, like I played soccer all my life, so I kind of relate to it there. But I mean, I don't really like find myself wanting to get into sports manga in general. But Blue Lock is still like really fun to read, fun to watch, and it's just really exciting. All right, so back here, I have the rest of Claymore. I already talked about that, so I'm just gonna focus on Promised Neverland right here. I have like the epilogue volume, and then I also have just 5 through 20, so that's after season 1 ends. And if you've seen the anime or know about it, you know that season 2 sucks, so you should definitely just pick up the manga if you want to continue it after season 1. I kind of wanted to sell my copies and get the box set, then I found out that they were all Italy prints, so I really wasn't into that. But I mean, I think the art on the box set is beautiful, but I just don't think it's worth me trying to sell all mine and rebuy it. I liked Promised Neverland a lot more than I thought I would, just because of what people say about it on the internet. So definitely like give it a try if it's something you think you'd be interested in. So moving on to this shelf now, we have something that I'm really excited about, which is my Siren 1 through 16 set. If you saw my video, you know like about it, but basically it's a really rare out of print series, and I got a super good price on it, and they're all really good condition. There's just a little bit of yellowing, but yeah, I'm super excited to get into this because I love Bleach, and I love like the like feel and vibe of this like early 2000s shonen. So definitely something I'm really excited to getting into pretty soon. It's here we have Planet Tez by Makoto Yukimura. Vinland Saga is my favorite manga, so of course I had to pick up Planet Tez and read that as well. I found myself really wanting to reread Planet Tez lately, I think just because it's such a good story and it's really short, so it's easy to reread pretty quickly. But I mean, I just think that it does such a good job of making characters that really feel like they're human and not just characters in a story, you know? So that's one of the reasons why I like it so much. If you like Cowboy Bebop, definitely check out Planet Tez. Alright, so here we have Monster 1 through 8. I have volume 9 somewhere else. It's like hiding down here, I know. Really weird. I'm sorry. I just know people are going to be mad about how I have this organized. But times are tough, what can I say? So yeah, Monster. I was more interested in 20th Century Boys, but I still want to read Monster like after. They were just higher on my priority list. So Monster is another thing that I'm looking to read in 2024. I've already read the first volume, but I want to like finish it. I'll probably just start from the beginning. But yeah, I'm just really invested in Urasawa's works right now because I'm reading 20th Century Boys. Alright, so for the back of this shelf, I have Dandadan 1 through 5. This series, I enjoy it every time I read it, but it's just like something about it I just like can't like find myself really like immerse myself into it or like get into it that well. I mean, there's really cool action and I like the characters, but there's just something about it. I don't know what it is, but like some people act like it's like their favorite manga or they really like it, but for me it's just kind of like I mean, I enjoy it, don't get me wrong, but it's like not as good as people say it is in my opinion, or I don't think it's as good as other people do. Not to say that they're like wrong or whatever, but maybe just like difference of taste or difference of opinion. I mean, I feel the same way about Dandadan that I do with Chainsaw Man. Like, I think it's good, but I just don't like it as much as some people like it. So I think that's like the best way to put it. All right, now we have Jujutsu Kaisen 0 through 20. I have 21, but it's somewhere else. I've been really enjoying watching JJK Season 2 anime. I mean, I've already like read it, but just like seeing some of these like super important moments get animated has been awesome. And I'm really excited to get up to date because I've been seeing all the leaks. And I've been spoiled on a few things, but it's like at this point I'm like, well, might as well just go ahead and get caught up because I've already been spoiled on a few things. So I'll probably just be reading all of the chapters that are out on the app, just like binge read them so I get up to date. But I mean, typically I just like to follow with the physicals. But yeah, I really like JJK. I'd recommend it. I'm sure everybody's heard of JJK already. All right, so I have D Gray Man 1 through 10. I have the rest down in a different shelf. But yeah, D Gray Man, I've only read a few volumes, but I really liked what I've read. It's like a more gothic version of Full Metal Alchemist, if that makes sense. The main character is very similar to Edward. And yeah, I want to read more, but I haven't had the time recently, but that's another thing that I'm going to be reading pretty soon. So yeah, that's it for this shelf. Alright, so this shelf has a lot of heavy hitters for me. Starting off, we have the 2 Attack on Titan like greatest hits or whatever in color. This is like 2 of 2, and I got these because I was anime only for Attack on Titan and I didn't read the manga, so I wanted to get something to kind of like, I don't know, not commemorate it, but just like something to like represent Attack on Titan on my shelves because it's one of my favorite series. So I picked up these 2. I think it's a great way to kind of quote unquote own the series without just buying all the volumes. So yeah, definitely check this out if you like Attack on Titan. It's really cool to see some of these really important moments get animated, or not animated, get colored. You know what I mean. All right, moving on. My favorite manga series of all time, my favorite piece of fiction of all time is Vinland Saga. I just can't gush about Vinland Saga enough. I feel like I do it like every video I make, but I'm not sure if I just see myself so much in Thorfinn or if I just like the message the author's trying to portray, but it's just something about Vinland Saga. It's just like unlike anything else I've ever like read or watched, and so that's why I have it in such a high regard. But yeah, I just love Vinland Saga a lot. I'm actually going to make a video just dedicated to Vinland Saga pretty soon, so definitely be looking for that. Please check that one out. That one's going to be pretty big. Alright, up here I have this Uzumaki like just volume here just because I have nowhere else to put it, so that's just where it's going to be for a little bit. Not the biggest horror fan, but I like Uzumaki. I need to get more into Junji Ito stuff. Maybe I'll like horror better, but I mean, I tried this out and I liked it, but horror's just not my genre. Alright, so hiding behind my Steel Ball Run Japanese volume 11 that I got from Kinokuniya, I have the first 2 volumes of Dorohedoro, which then go all the way down here, so we can just segue into this shelf now. Dorohedoro is yet another one of the things that I'm gonna try to read in 2024. I've read the first 3 volumes or so. I really liked it. I like the author a lot. I like her other work, Die Dark, which we'll talk about later. So I'm super excited to get through with Dorohedoro, or not get through with, but get further into Dorohedoro so I can see what it's all about. Alright, I guess I'll go ahead and talk about these. I got this also from Kinokuniya, the special edition for volume 19 of Jujutsu Kaisen. Came with these little like Polaroids, as well as I'm not gonna say what that is. If you know, you know. Don't want to spoil anybody. And then Nanami's blade, pretty cool. Nanami's one of my favorite Jujutsu Kaisen characters. So yeah, I was super excited to pick that up when they released it. So yeah, next up we have Hell's Paradise. This is complete. I've also made a video about Hell's Paradise. It's a really cool series, and I think it deserves more hype. The anime kind of sucks, I'm not gonna lie. It just doesn't do a good job adapting the story. I mean, if you liked the anime, then that's great, but I think the manga just does such a better job. So please check out the manga if you like the anime, or if you just want to check it out in general. I would definitely recommend. You can go watch my video about it. A little shameless plug there. Alright, so here we have my completed Shaman King singles, plus 3 that I did like homemade myself. Basically, I just bought the last 2 omnibuses and I rebound them into single format, made my own like spines and covers and everything. They're not perfect because it's only for myself, so I didn't really stress too much about like making them like as perfect as they could have been. So yeah, this is what one looks like. I just like printed on some like glossy paper, made my own little like mock-up spines and covers and everything, and it works well enough for me. So if you like the singles, but you don't really want to get the omnibuses, but you want to have the completed story for this, definitely suggest doing something like this. You can leave a comment and I'll talk to you and just tell you how I went about doing this, but pretty simple. But yeah, I'm super glad that I can have these in my collection. Such a cool like grail that I got really early on collecting, and for such an amazing price. Like, I think I spent like just over 100 for all 32 of these out of print rare volumes. So pretty cool. All right, so now the back of this shelf, I have Undead Unluck. This is another one where the anime is coming out and I've been watching it. I haven't read any of the manga yet, but I'm just planning to pick up the anime or pick up the manga wherever the anime leaves off. But yeah, I've really enjoyed what I've seen from it, and I'm excited to continue. Kaiju number 8, I am caught up physically. It's another one where I really enjoy reading it whenever the volume comes in. A lot of great characters, a lot of great action. I just think the world is really cool, and the power system with the technology that they use to fight the kaiju. So definitely check this out if you just want like a new action or like sci-fi manga, because it's pretty cool. All right, so now we have Mashal 1 through 13. This is what's currently out. The manga's ended, but they're just still releasing the English versions. So just kind of waiting for the last few. I think it's like 18 volumes in total. But yeah, Mashal is honestly so weird because at first I kind of hated it. Like the jokes were just like not that funny, and I just didn't really think there was gonna be anything there. But then like about like 5 or 6 volumes in, it just evolves into this super crazy like battle manga. And like the power system is super cool, the characters are super cool, and the comedy is still there, but I think it's funnier now. But yeah, Mashal, like I did not expect the fights to go as hard as they did. So definitely, if you want something that's just like kind of turn your brain off, crazy action with super cool powers and super cool art, then definitely check out Mashal. Liked it a lot more than I thought I would. All right, and then over here we have the first volume of Loser Ranger. I really like this manga a lot. The best way I can describe it is like The Boys, but with Power Rangers. It's a really cool concept, and I think the way that the characters are done is really cool. I'm like super excited for the anime coming out because the trailer dropped and it looks so cool. So yeah, definitely check this one out if you haven't heard of it. It's definitely worth the read. Okay, so moving to the shelf where things kind of get weird. I have the last volume of Monster, like I said. It's from up there down here. I know, it's weird. But yeah, now we have Fire Force Omnibuses. This is what's currently out. I've been caught up to this reading, and I hadn't watched Fire Force before I got these, but I really love how the world is. The world building is super cool, and just like the mystery of it is also really cool to follow. Kind of reminds me of like the early days of following Attack on Titan, just trying to figure out what in the world is going on. So yeah, definitely would recommend Fire Force. Fan service is kind of annoying, but it is what it is. And then also Soul Eater, I've been picking this up in the perfect editions. As you can see, I have the other 2 down here because they just don't fit. But yeah, I've been enjoying Fire Force so much that I decided to hop on the Soul Eater train after I finish reading Fire Force. I think it'll be like 11 omnibuses for Fire Force. So once I finish reading those, I'm gonna start reading Soul Eater. So yeah, super excited for that. All right, so I've already talked about both of these series, Loser Ranger and D Gray Man. So I'm just gonna move on to Daemons of the Shadow Realm. Demons. I don't know how you say it, but this is by the same creator as Fullmetal Alchemist, and it's a really interesting story. It doesn't have a lot of hype right now, which I'm kind of surprised because the author's so famous, but please check this out. I had not, I was completely blind going into this, and I'm so glad that I was, because this series is amazing. Like, I wish the release schedule was a little bit faster because it's like 3 to 4 months every volume. So definitely check this out. Especially if you're a Fullmetal Alchemist fan, that's a plus. But I think anybody in general should check this out because it's really cool and really interesting. And speaking of slow release schedules, we have Die Dark here. Another series that I really can't get enough of, and I wish would drop a little bit faster. Like I said, by the same creator as Dorohedoro. It's funny, it's cool action, really violent, has space necromancers, a lot of skeletons. What more can you ask for? Also, you'll have to let me know down in the comments, but does anybody get like Wander Over Yonder vibes from this? I don't know if anybody's ever seen that like Disney Channel show, but whenever I read this, I can't help think of that show, even though it's like super violent and the show is not violent at all. But I don't know, just the same vibes. Let me know. I could just be crazy, I'm not sure. But yeah, that'll do it for this shelf. Alright, so starting this shelf off, I have the first volume of Pokemon Adventures. This is not mine, this is a gift for somebody else. I bought it, but I just have had it sitting on my shelf until it's time to give it. So don't really have anywhere else to put it, so I just kind of have it chilling here for now. Next up, we have Yokohama Kaidashi Kiko. I really hope I said that correctly, but I'm not sure. This is a really cool slice of life series, except It's like slice of life after the world has ended, so there's like not a lot of humanity left, but there's small communities that are just kind of just getting by, doing their day-to-day like living and stuff like that. Even if you're not a fan of slice of life, I would definitely recommend at least giving this a shot, because it's something that I really enjoy, even though I wouldn't say that I'm somebody who's really interested in slice of life. The artwork is beautiful, the characters are really thoughtful and well done. It's something that really has me excited just to read about random conversations that go on in a coffee shop, because that's a lot of what the manga is, but it's done really well and I just can't praise it enough. I'm currently reading it. You can kind of see the bookmark up there, but yeah, I really love this manga. One of my favorites, one of my new favorites. All right, and now I have my kind of like Full Metal section. I used to have the singles in the box set, but I ended up selling it because I wanted to pick up the perfect editions because they just look too good. As well as I was gonna be getting the art book and the 20th anniversary book soon, so I wanted it to all kind of match together, if that makes sense. So there's a lot I could say about Full Metal Alchemist. It's one of the first series that I really fell in love with. That, along with like Death Note and Attack on Titan, some of those really early animes and mangas that just like really like help bring you in. So it'll always hold a special place in my heart. It's always going to be like high up in my top 10 animes and mangas. And I just really like Full Metal Alchemist a lot. I don't know what else to say, but yeah, it's a great series. I'm sure you've probably already read it or watched it, but if you haven't, then go watch it, obviously. All right, so down here we got some pretty heavy hitters on this shelf as well. I already talked about Soul Eater, so I'm just gonna skip over those. Start off with Homunculus. This is the first two-in-ones, and man, this series is crazy. The only thing I knew about Homunculus before starting it was just seeing that one panel about like what does it mean to be human, and boy, that is like not enough information because this is such a wild ride. There's just no way to explain it, so just check it out to see. You just have to see for yourself, because like it's so disturbing and crazy. It's like a car wreck that you just can't look away from. Like, it's so bad and it's like so crazy, but at the same time you can't take your eyes off of it. That's how I feel reading it. But I mean, I really enjoy it, don't get me wrong, but it's just like, man, it's crazy. Next up we have Vagabond. This is another one that I'll be reading really soon. I've read the first 3 omnibuses, and I really enjoyed it. It's very similar to Berserk and Vinland Saga, which is, something a lot of people, compare with each other, which makes sense. But I'm really invested in Vagabond. I just need to sit down and just read the rest of it. Speaking of Berserk, I have the first 11 deluxe editions. I'd be picking up more of these, but 1, I'm just out of room, and 2, they're so expensive, so I'm gonna wait till I get a little bit further in reading it to pick the rest of them up. Berserk is another series that I'm going to be reading pretty soon. I stopped reading about halfway through the Golden Age my first time, but I'm definitely going to get back into it and just like start from scratch, because so much has been said about Berserk, so I don't even need to explain why, but it's just something that I'm really excited to get into pretty soon. I've been putting it off for way too long. I'm not gonna avoid saying that. It's just like time. It's time, it's time. So really excited to get into Berserk soon. All right, and for the last part of our like main shelf area, I have my just giant Bleach mural, or like shrine, if you will. Let's see. So obviously I have all of the manga 1 through 72. I have the 3 light novels, which are really good. If you're a Bleach fan, I would definitely recommend checking those out. I have Burn the Witch Volume 1. I have the anniversary first volume. I have the Japanese first volume. And let's see, down here I have an Ichigo figure I just got. Really excited about that. It's a super cool figure, but it was super cheap, so that's why I'm even more excited. I have the 2 character books here. I have a Bleach energy drink that I found randomly, so I thought that was funny. So that's part of my little collection now. Then I have this print of Ichigo and Renji fighting. And then, let's see, over here I have a few panels inside the shelves, just like Bleach moments that I really enjoy. But yeah, Bleach is another one of my really favorite series. So there's just so much I like about it, and I feel like it doesn't get the recognition it deserves when it comes to like One Piece and Naruto. I think Bleach is up there just with those two and not below it as some people kind of think it is. Here's some more Bleach stuff. I have a ton of Bleach prints on my wall. Just so many good moments. Yeah, Bleach, man. what else can I say? I just love Bleach. Right, so getting kind of close to the end here now. I have my dedicated One Piece shelf. So this is 1 through 104 with the gold foil. Found this for super cheap at a used bookstore, so had to pick it up, you know. But yeah, I am currently in Whole Cake Island in One Piece, which is on volume 88, so it's towards the end of Whole Cake Island. So I'm getting there. I'm trying to be caught up to One Piece pretty soon. Not rushing through it, but just another thing that I've been putting off for way too long. And man, I've been really enjoying the ride, especially Whole Cake Island and Zoe. I didn't expect to like those as much as I did, just because they're not super popular arcs. But I don't know. A lot of people don't like New World that much before Wano, from what I've heard online. So, but I've really enjoyed it. So let me know what you think about it, because I know that a lot of people have a lot of differing One Piece opinions. But yeah, One Piece is something else, man. But down here hiding, I just have 2 volumes of Tista. This is by the same creator as Spy Family. I used to have Spy Family. I used to really be into it, but just kind of fell off, you know, like it just kind of felt like more of the same, and I just kind of got tired of it, you know. But I thought this story was really interesting. It's a lot darker than Spy Family is, but it also has the same like feel at some points. So definitely, you know, it's 2 volumes. It's really short. So if you think you'd be interested in it, it's like a sniper assassin manga. So definitely check that out if you think you'd be interested. It's only, like I said, 2 volumes, so it's really easy to get into. All right, and then lastly over here, I have the Spider-Man Fake Red manga. This is a like original Spider-Man story drawn by a manga artist. I think it's probably written by the same artist too, even though it has like the Marvel banner on it. It's written and illustrated by Yusuke Osawa. I did not expect to enjoy this as much as I did. It's a really good manga by itself. It's a really good Spider-Man story. The artwork is amazing. It has a bunch of color pages. I have very few complaints with this. I expected it to just kind of be like a meh little like manga tie-in with Spider-Man, like, you know, Western Comics trying to get in on the manga rush. But man, I was surprised. So definitely, if you like Spider-Man, you like manga, then it's a win-win. Definitely check this out. It's completely worth your time. All right, so over here on my nightstand, I have Sakamoto Days 10 and Jujutsu Kaisen 21. I'm currently like reading these, or I'm gonna be like reading these soon. That's why I have them over here, and I'm just running out of space, you know. So kind of is what it is. Speaking of running out of space, I moved these over here just because I needed somewhere to put some of my other stuff. So we have Mob Psycho and Summon of the Gods. These are 2 series that are really personal to me. I relate a lot to the themes and the characters in these stories, especially Mob. I think Mob and I already talked about Thorfinn, but Mob is one of the most relatable characters for me in manga, especially how I was in middle school when I was his age. And Mob Psycho is also the first manga that I read, so it always, you know, has a special place because of that. But I mean, there's just so much to like. And Summon of the Gods, this is just something that I just like really enjoy, and I kind of relate with the characters as well. But I mean, mostly for Mob is the relatableness. But I just think these are 2 really good stories. I had to choose something to put over here, so I just picked these because I think they're both really good, and I just like them a lot. All right, so that's gonna do it for my updated collection tour. Thanks a lot for checking this video out. It really means a lot. I'm just glad that I have a community that I can interact with and just share videos and just share my manga experience with. So just thanks, honestly. I'll be making a few more videos soon, so be on the lookout for those. But yeah, thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys later.